Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? I solely, single-handedly, yet again, predicted the future. I cease to amaze myself every single time, people. Well, if you haven't heard the news, Padme Amidala has been confirmed on the forums as a legendary event requiring Separatist characters. Oh, man. If only I was prepared for this event. It's not like I have a single Separatist character geared up, yet alone a Zeta. Oh, man. This is kind of an odd type of event. We're going to get into it, talk about the requirements for Padme Amidala, kind of give you my recommendations on the Separatists, as well as show you guys a trailer that got pulled for Padme Amidala that apparently has some cool stuff that we can talk about within it. So here we go. Hi, Holotable Heroes. Padme Amidala, the brave former Queen of Naboo turned tenacious galactic senator, is coming to the Holotables. During the Clone Wars, Padme's quick thinking allowed her and her friends to repeatedly outsmart their enemies, enter the Geonosis arena with a squad of Separatists to earn Padme in this arduous legendary event. Aggressive negotiations. It's cool seeing Padme Amidala come as a legendary event. I was kind of sitting there earlier today when I saw this news and I was like, is she really legendary quality? But she did span 3 eras. She did give birth to Luke Skywalker and then Leia. So I definitely think she is a very legendary type of character. It's kind of cool, although it's kind of weird seeing that, you know, all right, let me break this down a bit more, I guess. Having a hard time collecting my thoughts because I think we are probably going to get some more Clone Wars related news before next week, because at the current state of the Separatists right now, the only usable Separatist faction, and by usable I say they're pretty good, is going to be the Grievous Separatist droid team. So General Grievous, Droideka, B2 Super Battle Droid, Magna Guard, and B1 Battle Droid. However, I mean, I made 1 or 2 videos on these characters when they came out. I bought the characters for you guys. I did a lot of testing because there's a lot of controversy I wanted to kind of sort out. But they just became free-to-play farmable today on the hard node locations. We had Droideka right there, and then the B1 Battle Droid can be found on Fleet Battles 5B. So these guys, assuming this event is going to be 1 week out, which usually it's they kind of abide by this 1 week notice rule for the most part. I'm assuming Padme's legendary event is going to start sometime in a week. And unless you're spending money, there is no way under the sun you're going to get Droideka and the B1 Battle Droid, the 7 stars, and gear them up all the way. And right now, we have no indication of how hard this event is going to be, if there's a power level requirement, but I would think, based on this post, there's probably not going to be a power level requirement. It might be a difficult event. This will be a legendary event, which means you unlock the character at 5 stars, then you can get to 6 stars, and ultimately 7 stars down the road. However, this leaves me a bit concerned. Yeah, I'm in a good spot. This is like the first time ever I'm actually ahead for once for a legendary event. Usually I got to catch up, or I'm barely meeting ends meets at the, like, you know, the minimum requirements to do an event like the Bounty Hunters. I just got lucky. I kind of was there, not really. Separatists is the first legendary event. I'm like 120% ready for this event. I have all the Zetas, the Gear 12s and whatnot. However, most people aren't going to be in this situation, which lets me think 2 things are going to happen. 1, this is going to be an extremely pay-to-play event where you're going to need the Grievous Separatist droid team to make this work, or I'm hoping within the next week, they're going to rework some more characters. If you watched the video a couple days ago that I announced that Padme was probably coming very soon, a couple days ago I called it, and then we also had announcements from the developers during their podcast that you might want to start looking at your Geonosians and start investing in them for territory battles for the upcoming Geonosis map. So maybe within the next week, we'll get some kit information reveals for these new maybe new Geonosians and the current Geonosians. And if that's the case, then we're kind of good, because Geonosians are all super free to play, accessible. And then we also have Count Dooku, another accessible character that's been around for quite a long time, and Asajj Ventress, and of course Newt Gunner. But as of right now, besides the General Grievous droid team, Asajj and Count Dooku are really the only other good droids, and kind of fun fact. But the rest are very bad for all the free-to-play Separatist characters right now. So I'm hoping that within the next week they add some reworks for the Geonosians and maybe make Count Dooku work with the Separatists, because right now Count Dooku has 0 Separatist synergy. So I think we're missing something, and I hope this isn't a pure pay-to-play event, because if that's the case, there's a lot of stuff you guys are going to have to catch up with to do the Padme event next week. I want to look at this real quick. This was a trailer that was apparently posted on Twitter and ripped down quickly right away. So thanks to a fellow Arnoldite, Mitra Surik, thank you so much. They are able to download it and upload it on Discord. So we're going to watch it together. I haven't seen the trailer just yet, so give me one moment here. Where my headphones at, boy? All right, let's check out this link. Oh, I need more Clone Wars content, man. Prepare for an all-new legendary event.
Roger, roger.
That's basically how I feel when I use them.
going well.
Typical Grievous battle, right?
Behind you! Oh no. Looks like trouble.
And make it double. What? No midriff Padme? What is this? Oh, Anakin Skywalker. Ooh. Rally the Separatist army. Oh, wow. We got to talk about that right there. A lot of neat stuff there. Okay, so I'm not sure if that was official or not, or if there's something that they may have a reason to pull that trailer off Twitter, but there's actually a couple things I want to break down before we keep talking here. All right, so first of all, not midriff Padme. Ugh, I was hoping for midriff Padme. We have this whole Anakin controversy going on lately, and we're not sure if he's gonna get a nerf. I hope he's not gonna get a nerf because I think he's a fairly good character, and he just might be a little bit above average against the ferocity debuffs. Hold our conversation, but we might see explicit Padme and Anakin Skywalker synergy, and this might be one reason why the developers are concerned about Anakin's balance currently, because one, he doesn't have a Zeta, and two, they're probably gonna introduce new characters, kind of like they said in the podcast. New characters in the reworks are gonna kind of revolve around characters in the game, so I am pretty confident Padme and Anakin, seeing that they're lover boys and gals, they're gonna have some sort of special synergy amongst one another. And this is just thinking way ahead in the future. Now that Padme's in the game, I am like 99.99999% certain that a fallen Anakin is gonna happen sometime later this year, and he doesn't have a Zeta. Not having the Zeta on Anakin is a huge indication they're going to be doing something more with him. There's no reason why they wouldn't give him a Zeta, but everyone else in the world gets a Zeta. Few things. They're showing using a Count Dooku lead with the Geonosians, and we have obviously B1 Androidica and B2. I'm hoping that maybe within the next week, we'll see some sort of touch-up on Count Dooku, make him have Separatist synergy of some sort, and we get some Geonosians reworks, because if that's the case, you can easily put together Count Dooku, B2 Super Battle Droid, and a couple of Geonosians together, and maybe General Grievous. He's been in the game for quite a long time now, so I'm hoping this is indication that they're going to make Count Dooku usable as a leader, because he's not really that usable of a leader anymore. Secondly, there's a couple of interesting things going on back here. First of all, we have a Jedi to the left. I'm not sure if it's just an NPC, kind of like when you remember the C-3PO event. We kind of had like an Endor soldier and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that Jedi could come to the game, but it looks like what is it called? From Mon Calamari. I can't remember the planet name, but basically where Akbar's homeworld is. I know there was a Jedi that was kind of like that Grievous ended up slaying, but it doesn't quite look like them. And the other thing that's really interesting to point out, Mace Windu. Now, I'm going to say it now. If they don't do a Mace Windu rework during all this Clone Wars stuff, I don't know what's going on with this game. They got to reevaluate themselves, but I'm hoping Mace Windu is going to get a serious overhaul of a rework. And seeing him on here makes me feel kind of excited that he might get just a much-needed rework. So those three things, Count Dooku, Mace Windu, and random Shrimp Man Jedi, makes me curious if we're going to see some of that stuff be added to the game. So the one thing about this event is weird. I know a couple days ago I posted a video about how Carrie, the lead producer, kind of talked about on Twitter with some people that Grievous's time is coming at some point. He's going to be important for the future, basically. And they didn't say soon. They didn't really indicate when it's happening, but obviously with the Separatist event, I'm not sure if this is what they were alluding to as Grievous being important. Obviously, this event probably will be a breeze with Grievous and the droids. Although they're not Revan type of meta, they're between like Revan and some of those B+ teams. It's a good team, not meta defining. So having Grievous and the droids is a no-brainer. So I don't know if they were alluding to Grievous is going to be important in that regard, and if that's the case, it's kind of a bummer. I was hoping Grievous would be a bit more important than a random legendary event. But maybe they're talking about in the future, they'll build upon the Separatist droid army, or maybe these other Separatists will get a rework, making Grievous a bit better of a character regardless. So it's good to see that Grievous will at least be useful for something. Because Padme, I think, is going to be an important character. First of all, legendary characters usually have some sort of minor meta impact. C-3PO had an impact of some sort. Chewbacca had an impact of some sort. So I'm hopeful that Padme Amidala, maybe she'll be very important to make Anakin better, as well as a Galactic Republic faction a lot better. So we'll have to wait and see in that regard. And of course, the other idea is that she'll be needed for Anakin's fall to the dark side. Obviously they're very close to each other. Anakin got persuaded to go to the dark side in hopes of saving Padme because he foresaw her dying. But the last thing I want to point out is that she might be important for the Geonosis territory battle map. A few days ago when I gave you guys some information about Geonosis territory battles, it was confirmed that one of the missions, the boss battles, is going to take place in the Geonosis arena. So there might be a chance that you're going to need Padme for that particular boss battle, or you might just need her in general on that particular map, kind of like how Commander Luke Skywalker is an important character for the Hoth territory battles. It's very well possible that Padme is going to be important for this upcoming territory battle. But let me know what you guys think down below. I mean, I think we're missing some stuff, so I'm hopeful that they're not going to make this an extreme paywall, because this is going to be more paywall than the Ewoks and C-3PO and the Bounty Hunters and Chewbacca. At least with those two events, we had reworked Bounty Hunters and reworked Ewoks to make it happen. Here, we just have reworked Separatist droids, and the rest of the crew, they're pretty pay-to-play exclusive right now. But that's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, just wanted to make sure you guys had the heads up that Padme Amidala is coming to the game soon. And right now, the Separatist faction's looking a little light. So hopefully, the next week, we'll get some much-needed stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did enjoy it. Comment down below your thoughts on Padme, Grievous, and all the Separatist love that we're seeing right now. And be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And we will talk again very soon. Peace out, guys.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, 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 down. Party Richter, Party Richter. Son of a bitch. Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, down, down.